Hey, what's up, everyone? Bigfoot here. I'm back. I wanted to take a little bit of your time and give you an update of what's going on with my life. So it's been 4 months. I can't believe it. 4 months since I got off the trail. Today is November 30th. I summited Mount Katahdin on the 31st of July, and I can't believe where the time has gone. It's past Thanksgiving already. Christmas is just around the corner, and I just can't believe I spent more time off the trail since I got done than when I was on the trail. Crazy. So my life, as you know, when I got off the trail, my first order of business was moving back home to Minnesota. So when I got back to St. Louis, I basically had about 8 days to completely pack my house, clean my house, rent a moving truck, load the moving truck, put my house on the market, and get back home. So it was a crazy, crazy 8 days, and somehow we pulled it off. We did it. We got back home. My house sold within, I think it was 2 days. Actually, it was the first day. I got 2 offers. We accepted the first one, and it was a done deal. Somewhere a month later, we closed. So really lucky with that. But since moving back home, I will tell you that it was difficult for me transitioning back into life. So I started my new job on the 15th of August, which was 15 days after I got off the trail. So I had to learn a new job, get back home, get settled in, and learn how to keep myself settled down. I was so used to the grind of walking, hiking, always moving every day for a long, long time, and it was weird to not do that. My appetite was the strongest at the end. I shared, I believe, during the course of my journey that I didn't feel I really had much of a hiker's appetite, hiker hunger, like many people described it to me, until I got to somewhere around the White Mountains. And it stuck with me probably the first 30 days from getting off the trail. It was incredibly difficult to make good decisions, healthy decisions, and try to limit my intake of calories because my body wanted so many more than I really knew I should have. So that was a challenge. Outside of that, my new role that I was in requires a lot of driving, a lot of traveling. 3 weeks a month, I am out of town. My market. So first of all, my role is a business consultant. So I consult to our owner-operators for McDonald's. As you remember, or most of you remember, I work for McDonald's. And when I left, I was in deployment, and I was really deploying initiatives. And I was also in the technology field as well as a technology lead for our region. So going over and transitioning to my new role as a business consultant, a lot of traveling and a lot of when I am in my area, lots of meetings, things like that, where I'm just not on my feet as much as I ever used to be on. And obviously with walking 2,200 miles in 100 days, it was just really weird and really different. So I've been trying to balance out my new life as much as I can. So one of the things I decided to do right away was get back on the horse and start training for my marathon. And there was a half marathon that was the end of October. I decided to sign up for it. It's called the Monster Mash Half Marathon in St. Paul. I thought it'd be a good start. I didn't want to. I could have ran a marathon also that month if I wanted to, but I only had about 2 months to train, and that just I didn't want to overdo it. So my goal was to run the half marathon in hour 50 or under. The fastest half I've ever done was hour 58, and hour 45 was my stretch target. So I've never been a fast runner. I've always ran because I like the challenge, and it helped me stay in shape. And I'll tell you, when I got back and I started getting back into running, immediately dropped my average minute per mile by about a minute, or average mile per minute. So or average, you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, I went from running an average, I'd say about 9.5 minute miles down to immediately about 8.5 to 8. And as I continued training, I got down to somewhere around 7.5, 7:45. So it was amazing how strong my body was. Obviously, I've been and I am in the best shape of my life, and it was just really different. So I got this adrenaline rush, and been kind of riding this rush. So I ran the marathon, and I actually killed my goal. I ran it in 1 hour and 43 minutes. So my goal going into next year is I want to run a marathon under 3.5 hours, and I never thought I would ever be able to flirt with even somewhere in the 3 hour 45 minute, or even just getting under 4 hours before. So this is really fun and exciting for me. But it's been helping me stay in shape. It's been helping me stay active. That's something that's really important to me that I wanted to stay and keep up with as much as I can. Being back home in Minnesota off the trail, and being so used to an active lifestyle through the summer, I thought that was really important. So another thing that I did in the month of October, as you might remember, I mentioned, I think, a couple of videos that my favorite time of the year is the fall. My favorite season or my favorite holiday is Halloween. There's a lot of things that really attribute why I like that time of the year. I love fall. It gets cooler out. It's great running weather. It's great hiking weather. Football is on. And then, of course, there's Halloween. So something I've always wanted to do was to actually work at a haunted house. So I got a job at Screamtown. It's a haunted house in Chaska. And I worked at the Clown Asylum and had a blast. I worked 8 or 9 days during the month of October, and it was really fun. So October was a really busy month for me with training for my marathon, continuing to learn my job, and working at the haunted house. But I just had a blast. So I've been really busy really the last couple months. So I apologize taking so long to get back into doing some of my videos and my updates. Plans for gear reviews. A lot of people have been asking me, so I'm going to be doing my gear reviews for most of all my equipment, or at least all of my big things, and I'll be starting to upload those here probably in the next week. So I feel like I'm in a spot now. I know I've learned my job, and I have some extra time, so I'm going to be starting to do that during the week, during the weekends, whenever I can basically squeeze some time in. Some other questions that I get a lot that I wanted to go through. First, or second most common question is, how are things going with my health? So when I got off the trail, I weighed about 170 pounds. Actually, it was about 169, 168, something like that. So I lost about 45 pounds on the trail in the 100 days, which was crazy. I was in the best shape of my life. I felt great. I still feel great. But I knew that sustaining that weight was probably going to be very difficult, just with the amount of calories I was burning every day, how active I was, and my level of endurance. So I have gained about, I think it's about 14 pounds since then. My body weight seems to have stabilized, especially with the amount of exercise and active that I'm trying to, lifestyle that I'm trying to live right now. So, but I feel great. I'm still in great shape. And I will be continuing to stay active, especially as I gear and get ready for running this marathon next year. Some other things that I'm doing, I've never really been an outdoor guy in the dead winter of Minnesota because it's just so cold. So something that I want to do, I'm going to take up snowshoeing. Looks like a lot of fun. I know it can be really tough, really difficult, just with the resistance of walking through the snow, and depending on how deep the snow is. But anyway, so I've been getting my gear together, and that's something I'm going to be starting here as the snow flies. We haven't really gotten any big snowstorms yet, so I'm really looking forward to that. I would love to do some hiking. I have been doing some hiking around the area, but nothing crazy. On Black Friday, I did a 10-mile hike, which was actually the first time I've really done any big hiking since I've been off the trail. I've been basically running and doing things like that. But it felt great to get back out on a trail. And me and my brother have talked about someday doing some snowshoeing and camping really up in the Boundary Waters in winter. So I have all the cold gear to do that. I don't think that will be this year, but definitely snowshoeing is something that is going to be one of my priorities, and that I'll be taking advantage of here this winter. what's next? So this is probably another common question that I get is, what I want to do from, for hiking going into 2017 and beyond. So it took a lot of planning and a lot of work just to really be able to get the opportunity to hike the Appalachian Trail. And I'm not going to be able to get that kind of time off for a little while. My next sabbatical for work isn't until I think 2022 or something, 2021. So most of my hikes are probably going to be, no more than 300 miles, which I know for some that's a lot of miles, but it's obviously nothing compared to what I did this summer. So my next big venture is going to be the Spirit Hiking Trail. I'm going to hike that. I'm going to hike that in the fall of 2017. I don't know if I'm going to hike it with anybody yet. Kind of depends on who can get the time off. So, but that's definitely something that I'm going to do in 2017. And beyond that, John Muir Trail is something I want to do. So that will probably be something in 2018. And then things will probably just pop up here as we go. From a long distance trail, I would love to do the PCT. It's something I've thought about. And obviously I would have to have the time off to be able to do something like that. So, but that's definitely an aspiration. So we'll kind of see how that falls and that fits with my life now and my job and what's around going on the horizon. So, so that's a little bit about what my plans are for that. Some other questions that I get is, what's up with the Germans? So the German boys got done with their hike. I think they summited somewhere around April 15th. So they were on the trail for just over 4 months. They ended strong. And there were times where I think I was only like maybe a week or two ahead of them. So they definitely ended strong and injury free. When they got done, they actually had about 4 weeks to burn before their flight back home to Germany. So they actually rented a car and they came out to Minnesota and they visited me and stayed with me for a whole week. It was great. I just kind of showed them around town, took them to some of the big events in Minnesota at the time, like the Minnesota State Fair, and they had a great time. We had a great time. So Pacemaker is back home now in Germany. He got back about a month ago. So when he got done with his hike and they flew back home, White Walker went back home and started college. His semester, I think, started at the end of September, and Pacemaker actually went to England and Scotland and did some hiking. So he actually was back out hiking for another 3-4 weeks going into October. So they're doing great. And I don't know if Pacemaker is back to work yet, but one of the things he actually told me last week is he actually is starting to write a book about his adventure on the AT. And he asked to help him, send some pictures and things like that. So I'm going to do that. But so that's kind of cool. So anyway, one of the other things that we talked about when they were here is us going out and visiting them. So possibly in 2017, we'll kind of see how the year unfolds and what my vacation looks like. But that's definitely something that I'm going to do. I just don't know if it's going to be 2017 or 2018. But definitely want to go to Germany and see them and see all the things that they spoke about on the trail about Germany. I'm really excited about that adventure. And the last thing is this trail life. I tell you, I miss it. I think about it a lot. I am so thankful that I actually recorded my entire journey and uploaded it to YouTube because I use it to look back and reminisce and just be reminded about how much fun I had, how great of a time I had, the people that I met. But I honestly look back at my videos all the time. So I'm just really fortunate that I did that because it will stay with me forever. I miss trail life a lot, and it's definitely made me think about again, what it looks like in the future, what my aspirations are, and again where that fits with my life. So, I'm going to be doing more updates, not just my gear reviews, but I plan on talking about a lot of things in regards to the trail, like my emotions and what I would do differently if I hiked it again. What were some of the best places to stay, and and just a lot of those things that I think a lot of people that are looking to hike the trail upcoming here in 2017 or beyond, that would be helpful. So if there's anything that you want to know, any questions you want to ask, go ahead, leave them in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them. Or what I might just do is just do another video and update with answering just your questions. So, but life is good. I'm happy. I'm back home. I'm with my family and my friends, and I'm staying active. So couldn't be happier. And I'll be checking back in soon. So thanks everyone. Happy holidays, and I'll talk to you soon. Bigfoot out.